Hello everyone, my name is Kendra Hodges. I'm a sophomore at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, majoring in elementary education while minoring in child psychology. And today I'm here to answer two questions for you. The first one being, what unique perspective and passion drives my academic interest, and how do I envision that shaping my scholar life and my leadership roles in my career field in the future? To get into that first question, it's really from all the way from the start. I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood. I did ballet, which is a predominantly white space, and I went to a predominantly white elementary school. So, growing up, there weren't many people that looked like me. I had a few friends that did, but I didn't have any role models besides maybe friends and family that I could look up to and see myself in on a day-to-day basis. And growing up, I felt a little out of place because I didn't look like I was the only black girl in my friend groups majority of the time growing up, and I didn't look like the people I was seeing release books, the people I was seeing give speeches to school. I never saw myself in any of those roles. And as I got older, I transferred to a predominantly black middle school. And this is where I truly saw myself grow. I felt it as soon as I started making friends, as soon as I started seeing people who look like me come and give speeches, majority of the teachers and principals being people that look like me, and students, AP students, just like myself, in these positions that are so presidential towards the school and the student body. And I felt a sense of pride finally for the first time in people that look like myself. And it was no different than when I went to an HBCU. Going to an HBCU was the best choice I feel that I have made in my life, because not only was I able to connect with so many people that look like me, so many people that look like me and have graduated from UAPB and came back and are telling these amazing stories, but I got to see that even though we all may look the same, we're all so different. We could come from the same city and the same neighborhood and be so different, but we still push each other to grow. We push each other to inspire each other and just be the best us we could be. Okay, now we're talking about my passion. My passion has always been to make an impact on people, regardless if I was touching one person or touching a whole room of people. It was always, from the time I can remember, to leave an impact wherever I go. Whether I was on stage competing, whether I was in the classroom meeting new friends, talking to teachers, I wanted people to remember my name, honestly. And I wanted it to be because of something that made them feel good or feel better about themselves, or just even made them smile in the time being. And as I got older, I realized that I love my community. I love, usually everywhere I'm at, I try to make the most of it and try to make it fun for not only me, but myself. And I realized that community, family, friends are a true value of mine. And that was something I knew in the future I wanted to work with. And as I really got older into the high school level, I realized I've always loved children. I've always loved babysitting. I always loved when the family reunions happen, or anytime anything there's children involved. I love being in the room with the kids. And when I put all three of those things together, I realized that education is something for me. It was already something I wanted to do, but in those moments when we were sitting down with our counselors in high school, I realized that all this, my personal experience, my passion that I have led to this moment to decide to teach. Because there are schools that need someone like me to be a representation for the little girls and little boys that look like me, and even the kids that aren't African American, but other minorities who don't feel themselves being represented. I knew that I'm going to be the person to get them representation. With that being said, I'm going to talk about how that's going to shape my life in my academic career, all the way to getting my education doctorates and my field of work in the future, my leadership roles in that. With my scholar life, it gives me motivation. If I have a 20-page lesson plan due and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I feel that I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm not good enough. I know that there somewhere in the future there's a child that's looking at me wanting to be like me. And it keeps me pushing every day. I know that whenever I do accomplish my dream of owning a K through 12 private school for minorities and led by not minorities, made for us by us, I know that it's all going to be worth it. It keeps me going, seeing that where I came from and looking where I'm at an HBCU, holding a position in my class at my university, and I'm seeing that there's so many people that need me. It keeps me going. And in my leadership opportunities that I am going to have as a teacher and hopefully a principal and then a dean and then the owner of my own school, I'm going to be able to represent everyone. If I have students that don't come from the same background as me, I'm going to find someone from my community that I have poured into because I will know my community and I will find someone who is going to be able to represent them. I'm not shy of being like, hey, this isn't my ballpark, but I know someone who is in that ballpark and I'm going to do my best to learn from them so I can help you. Because you can't lead who you don't know. That is a firm belief that I have. You cannot lead who you don't know. And if I don't know what my students are struggling with, or I don't at least try to understand, how am I going to be a leader for them, for their families in the future, and overall be a productive member to my community? And with all that being said, I just want you to know that regardless if I am or am not chosen for this scholarship, I will create this school and I will create a place for children who come from the same background as me, who don't come from the same background as me, who wish to just learn more about their community in so many more different backgrounds. I will give them a place to feel safe and a place to learn. And I hope that you see my vision and pour into it as well as I will pour into those children and the community.